forward and then great. Okay, let's bow in. Forward and then oh no, I'm going to be running myself again. Oops, 1 second. Right. Well, second try, we'll do it. Okay, great.
Onegaishimasu.
Great. Okay, we'll just loosen the body up a little bit. So you just want to stand shoulders apart. Just loosen out all the limbs, especially the knees, shoulders. Just let the arms hang by the side of the body. Just feeling the weight settle into the ground. Gently let the heels drop into the floor. Great, we're just going to take this to a front and back direction. Just letting the body swing forwards and backwards. Inside the arms. Follow the body. Okay, going back to center and then taking this into side to side movement. Good, again, back into the center and then working with a rotation. Nice and gentle. Okay, and the last one here, this direction kind of inside outside movement. So this one's like kind of closing the body down and then opening it up. And what you're looking for in this one's kind of wave, move through the spine. So you just stay nice and flexible with it. Just opening and closing the body out. And just letting the hands follow the movement. And keeping all the joints nice and free as you do it. Good, come back to the center. Now we're just going to play with folding the body. So just starting from the head and neck, just coil into the chest and then gently lowering the body down, bending the hips, let the hands trace down the legs. Gently coming down to the ground. Let the head relax. Nice and gently bending from the knees, coming back up. Really take your time with it, the first few. And nice and gently, just slightly bending back the body. And you repeat it, just do a few times. Super slow. Try not to stress the back at all. Slowly down, slowly up. And one more time. Great. And then a little more active now. You're going to reach the hands up to the top. Take a nice deep breath in. And then from here, bending the knees, hinging from the hips. Draw the hands all the way down. Take a nice deep breath as you drop the hands down. And relax at the bottom. Let the head relax. And same path up. Just let the hands trace up through the center of the body. A little bit of a bend back as you reach up. Coming forward, bending the knees, hinging the hips back. Dropping the hands to the floor. Nice deep breath in, and then as you come down, just let it come out the body. Okay, one last time, yeah. Back into the center. Great. And then when you're back, let's take this into the shoulders. So a nice big circular movement up to the back and then down. Try and get that movement also in the chest and in the shoulder blades at the back. And the skin a bit mobility in that area. And then reversing the direction, taking it up to the front and down. Good, then you alternate out one at a time. So let the hips gently release with the movement as well. Good, taking this forwards. Oh, nice big circles just one side. Changing it up. It's stretching up one side, and I'm going to take it over to the bend to the side. Again, so get nice and gentle, no stress. Working both sides. One more, the other side. Great, planting the feet down, nice and loose with the arms, let them swing out, back to the body with a rotation. Okay, great. Taking the hips into big circles. And changing direction. Okay, bring the feet together. Just nice and gently again. Bend and straighten the legs. Slowly just come down as far as comfortable, sitting down. Have a little bit of pressure against the legs with the arms, pushing out. And back up. I'm just going to circle the knees out. Just working one way. Good, and then change inside. And stepping the feet out. Yeah, you're going to gently drop down into it, sit down into the hips. And then hands on the knees, you're just going to rotate, look over the shoulder. Stretch through, straighten the opposite arm. Just create a little bit of length through the spine. Just working both sides with it. Hold it a few seconds. Change. Perfect. Great. Coming a little bit wider with the legs. Just going to take the body side to side. Bending and straightening one at a time. Good, then just gently holding it one side. Good, changing it all. Good, dropping into the middle a little bit deeper. If you can get the hips below the knees, just gently rocking out, loosening the hips. A little bit of side-to-side movement or a little bit of up and down movement. Use the hands in the ground to support. Good, and now just take it a little bit deeper, bringing the toes up one side, sitting into the heel, the other. Slowly using the hands, walk over to the side. Good. And then here, just coming down onto the knees. One leg up on the up, and just stretching the body forward into the hip. And bringing the opposite hand down to the ground, and then reach up with the other towards the ceiling. Slowly releasing it and changing the leg. Starting with the knee forward into the hip. Good, bringing the hand down, reaching up. Great, bring the leg back, and then both hands down, toes up, and just bring the body up. Yeah, and just work in the back of the feet, the heels. You're kind of treading with the legs. One at a time, up and down. You're going to gently bring in the knees to the elbows and back, one at a time. Good, bringing the legs back, just stretching out, pressing through the hands, stretch up through the shoulders, and down through the heels.
slowly walking the feet towards the hands. And just want to let the body fold forward, press the palms into the ground, release the knees if you need to. Let the head hang heavy. And slowly bringing the hands towards the feet, bending the knees, gently drawing the body back up, just standing. Okay, just shake out the legs a little bit.
So we'll just do a few movements like kind of dynamic swings for the body. So they're really about relaxing the body and releasing the upper body and allowing the body, the weight of the body to kind of drop down into the ground. So you just want to start shoulder width apart with this one. You're going to bring the arms right up above the head. And then you're going to release the knees and drop the hips, swing the arms down, and then bring them back up to the top. Just swinging the arms down and then back up. The main thing to feel first in this one is just the arms, the weight dropping down, and just allowing the arms to release with that movement. So the arms are rocking away and down. And keep a little bit of length through the spine. And the main thing to feel is that the knees are basically free. You drop the weight in to stay in motion. So you don't want to feel that the knees are kind of locking at this point, that the legs lock up with tension. Just look for a kind of release, dropping the weight into the structure, but just allow the legs to stay open. In this case, the knees especially kind of free, and then they can release back up for that movement. So the next thing what you want to be aware of now is as you to raise the hands, think about pressing the feet into the ground. So you're going to raise through the pressure of the feet using the ground. So you drop into the ground and then pull up with them. Great, keep going. Good. Okay, great. So we'll work up to the next one. You just want to start with the hands at the side of the body, open down. The first thing is just feel where the arms kind of connect in. So you don't want to hold the arms with tension kind of stuck out, but you just want to feel that they're kind of resting at the side of the body. So if you imagine like a big high table and that the arms kind of resting in it, it'll be different for everyone. So some you might feel comfortable a little bit higher than me or a little bit lower, but just feel the point where I'm not really, you don't want to feel that you're holding the arms up. You just want to feel the kind of place at the side of the body and connecting to the core of the body. And then from here, you're going to use this position, just drop the weight down, just let the arms swing across the body this way. And then you just want to release them back up. So this is kind of a bird, like a bird kind of flap. You want the feeling that the limbs kind of softening through the movement. So again, I don't want to hold up and do that kind of movement. You want to kind of release it. So as if the kind of shoulder, elbow, and then the wrist release as you do this one. And then release it up. And just change which hand overlaps at the front. So again, you're using that same connection, let the weight drop into the ground, and then use the feet, the connection into the ground here to raise the arms back up. So the main thing these are training, apart from kind of releasing the shoulders and the upper body, is the idea that I can use the lower body and my connection to the ground to control the upper, or to guide the upper body. So, good. Right, and then what we're going to do from here is just have a little bit of a twist with the hips. So what you're going to do now, we just work one arm, in this case, this side, I'm going to get the hip into a little bit of rotation. I'm going to let the arm, rather than just swing up here, I'm going to let it catch up into the shoulder. So you've got now this kind of motion. This kind of motion. The main thing here to feel is that connection here. Again, the weight's dropping in, but I want to now add that twist with the hip and connect it into the hand. So I'm trying to guide the hand in with the hip. And just play with a few on one side, one out to the side, coming up to the shoulder. But the main thing here, just feel that connection into the, from the hand to the hip. So, just gently come into the body. That's it. Good. That's perfect. Yeah, good. The main thing here is that I want to throw the hand out, but I don't want to throw the rest of my body out with it. So be mindful in this case of something like this will tend to happen where I twist the hip and the body starts to follow with it. So in this case, just imagine the body's going to drop down like a pipeline through the body. I allow the hips to open, but I let the center of the body basically hit the center of the feet, or the middle of the feet. There's going to be a little bit of a rotation through the body, but I don't want it to turn into where I'm basically coming out of the body this way. So just look to kind of center it. And now do the same thing, but you just let the other arm just drop. You're going to alternate each time now. So you come back to this position. Just go left, right. Just focusing on the hand that's swinging over to the shoulder. They kind of Newton's cradle kind of thing. So you've got this kind of pendulum swing both sides. And just look for the center of the movement with the body. Great. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to bring the back hand into it. So as this hand swings over, what I want to just think about the back hand also swinging through. But because of that rotation, it's going to go to the back of the body. It's going to go near the spine or near the hip, depending on how kind of flexible you get with it. But you're looking for now one hand goes to the shoulder, one hand goes to the back hip. And again, the body right in the center of it. So the hands are splitting onto the front, onto the back. One going to the shoulder, one going to the hip. I'm trying to keep that loose, relaxed, but heavy quality in the arms. Perfect. Again, just be aware of the feet now and the weight being shifted as you rotate. You might feel that you're working the kind of inside and the outside of one of the feet. If you go to kind of full rotation with it. If you're not sure where the weight's setting, just allow yourself to get to that position and just settle into it. Yeah. And just feel where the weight is in the feet. And then you want to release it. When you're in this position, you want the feet to be kind of weighted, obviously more towards the heels. That's where you're connecting in to your legs, but let the feet kind of relax into that position. And then you might find that the weight's a little bit shifted. Yeah. So the inside and the out, instep and the out step. So, right. Okay, we'll do one more swing then again. We'll just build up to it. So this one goes to a kind of swing front and back this way. So the first thing is this again, shoulder width apart. You're just going to let the hands swing in front of the body. Just again, one at a time. Again, you've got a movement of the hip and a sinking of the weight down. So you want to feel in this case, you can do this by obviously swinging the arms out this way, but try and feel that the hips kind of sending the hand out in this one. You can also in this one lean the body a little bit more forwards. Give yourself a little bit more of a tilt near the body. But just feel that connection as the hands pass the hips. As if that movement of the hip kicks the hand out in front of you. And again, keeping that relaxed, heavy quality in the hands. So think about the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist, all relaxed and heavy. And the main things, they feel kind of open, with space in the joint. Right, we take this a little bit further. I want to think about the back swing now. So as you raise one to the front, think about the opposite hand swinging out to the back. So you've got, again, that kind of splitting motion. Now it's a little bit more extreme. One's going to the front, one's going to the back. So that's it. And you might feel that one side's more dominant, so that the front maybe it gets more dominant. So what I want you to feel is trying to match both the front and the back. So you can allow, in this case, the body to rotate a little bit with it. Just be mindful of the knees. You don't have to twist against the knees, but allow the upper body to now rotate. It's as if the shoulders and the chest open out that way. That's it. And once you've got comfortable with that, just allow the hands to start to drift up a little bit higher. And use that connection to the ground so that you want to feel that you're raising the hands up with the feet. And once you get there, just let the hands kind of float up to the top of the head. That's it. So swing in front and back, and reaching the top. Good. Again, you just want to feel the center line of the body and trying to link it into the base between the 2 feet. Now you can stay at this level, or you can let it twist through. So you're basically taking the hands now in a circle. So the hands go one way, basically doing this motion with one arm, and this motion with the other. You're going to link them together. This is also a really nice coordination exercise for the left side and right side of the body. Bring them together. Good. If you kind of lose the connection with this, just drop it and go back to kind of swinging here. Opening it out, swing into the head. Just use any level on that progression. It's working the same angle, it's just this final swing's a little bit more complicated. And because the hands go one way in this one, you can reverse the direction and take them one way or the other. You're using that momentum in the arms just to open, release the shoulders. Great, keep going. Okay, great. We'll just release the hands out. So just keeping the elbows heavy, shaking hands out, they're kind of shaking water off them. It's shaking it a little bit up and down. Now drop the hands, let them hang heavy at the body, at the side of the body. You just want, as if they're kind of heavy ropes, so that same kind of quality. And you're just going to gently work from the shoulder, kind of loosening the shoulder out. Just send them in kind of circles into the body. You might find this easier if you just gently lean the body, again, the weight forward, kind of release the shoulders. And again, play with this. You can do one or the other. You can do them both together. Just loosen them all out. Great, and then we should work the legs, shaking them out one at a time. Again, feel the same thing. You want to loosen the hip, the knee, the ankle, and also the toes as well. Trying to shake out the toes a little bit. Looking the other side. Good, and then just planting them both feet down. Just take that kind of movement to the whole body in it. Keeping the feet kind of firmly planted. Main thing here, kind of like the beginning exercise we did, but you want to feel a little bit more compact. Hopefully all the joints kind of free and open. And what I want you to start thinking about is the center of the body, just below your belly button, coming deep into the body, to the center of the body. Feel that you kind of get a pulse from that part of the body and let it go to the ground. And also out into the hands, so it's kind of going to the extremities of the body, like a kind of heartbeat, or pulse from the center. And just like that, you can make this really big, or you can start to make it a little bit smaller. You just want to feel that kind of, the whole body's nice, alive, active. Perfect. Good, unless you just place a stand, do nothing. Okay, great. We will go into a little bit of Joe. So just take your stick. Let's see, we'll do a little bit of Great. We'll start with some nice gentle exercises there just to also kind of strengthen the wrist, make them more flexible, and also just get used to the weapon. So with the 𝒍 in Aikido, we use this. It's basically the inspiration for this, or the movements from this come from spear work, and also a little bit from bayonet. So if you imagine like a rifle kind of with a pointy end, but we basically use a wooden staff as a weapon. So we're just going to first just the kind of manipulation of it. The first thing is just find the center of the weapon. So just feel it's kind of resting in the palm. There. And the grip you're going to use in this case, the grip we always use is where the little finger and the ring finger are the more strong in the grip, and the front two fingers are nice and relaxed. Now, the first thing we're going to do is just a gentle rotation here. So you're just going to keep the shoulder relaxed, keep the elbow heavy, keep the feet planted, kind of shoulder width apart, and just let the body relax into the ground. And you're just focusing now on this kind of rotation through the forearm. And it's just becoming aware of the weight of the weapon, both ends of it. Just allowing the wrist to kind of fully rotate, one way and the other. Good, a few on one side and then changing over into the other side. And that same grip, you're looking for the little finger, ring finger, nice and tight on the weapon. And the front two can be quite relaxed. The main thing is just want to feel a connection, strong connection to the weapon. The grip should feel nice and secure, but it should also give me the freedom in the wrist, the forearm. Should be able to move the 𝒍 around. Great, switching back to the left side, we're just going to add a little movement to it now. So keeping the elbow tight to the body, you're going to work that same rotation, but you're going to reach out with the arm at the same time and then draw it back. So this is kind of reaching out or punching out and coming back to the body. So you've got extension, you've got rotation through the forearm, and you're trying to track the elbow here. That same thing with the swings now. Let the hips gently release the 𝒍 out. So you want to feel again that connection here, where the elbow is connecting to the body. Think about the hip, just gently drawing the 𝒍 out, and also bringing it back. So it's going to control that movement. The hips, basically the joint is connecting closest to my center, the body, and that's where the kind of source of the power is going to come from, or the source of the movement is going to come from. So again, just work a few on one side, on the other. Perfect. Okay, next step gets a little bit more complicated now. So you're going to do now like a figure of eight motion. So as you've got that motion coming out, you want to just loop the tip over to the side of the body and then loop it back. So you're doing a similar motion, this motion with the 𝒍, and this motion where you're reaching out, but you're going to introduce now a rotation into it. So again, that movement's going to come from the hip. The main thing with this, in this one when you start, is just focus on the tip of the weapon, the tip of the stick, and just allow it to kind of draw a kind of figure of eight in front of the body. Or figure of eight on its side is more of an infinity symbol. So think about the tip basically tracing a figure of eight or an infinity loop in front of the body. That's it, great. This one you probably feel, especially on this part of the movement, you want to really have the grip kind of relaxing. So if it's too tight, we'll tend to stick the elbow to the body. So just allow the grip to be as light as possible, but keeping the connection. But especially on this side, you're going to have quite a soft grip on the weapon. That's it. Good. Good. And then again, the main thing with this, you can do this with the arm, kind of doing that, but feel that once you've got that movement with the arm, think about the hip and the whole body basically connecting into the movement. So I'm going to allow the hip in this case to just gently open out. Good. But at the same time, trying to keep that center line. I'll keep the center line of my body basically fixing into the base this way. That's it, perfect. And again, just changing sides every so often. Just notice whether one side's tighter. Might feel a little bit easier. Left or right. Good. Correct. Right. So we're going to go just back to this exercise, this one, and this is just about swapping the grip now. So you've got this motion here. Now, if whenever you want to change sides with it, you're going to take the palms up. You're going to take the other hand underneath, again palm up, and the little fingers kind of link together this way. And then I just switch the grip, release into that hand. So you can turn palm up, close the grip, and then switch it. So you're just playing with, basically switching the grip, taking the control of the weapon to one side and the other, keeping that flexible rotation in the wrist, but just now securely passing it. The main thing here is feeling that there's a kind of swap over of the grip. So I don't want to do a kind of back and twirl and kind of release it and let it try and catch it, and just passing it through. So you can also play with this, once you get used to it, play with closing the eyes or play with not looking at the weapon. And I can basically do the change through touch. Just through the feeling in the hands. Good. That's it, perfect. Right, and then the same thing, ooh, don't lose the jump. You're going to reach out and then come back with it. So the same changeover, it comes to the center line now, change underneath and then reach out with it. Just change each time. So. That's perfect. And then once you've got that, see if you can take it back into this motion. And then now you change at the side of the body. So you've got this rotation that we did. You're going to change it all the time when the right side's at the left side of the body. Switch the palm over and then you switch the weapon. And again, when I want to change the left side, when it's over at the right side, palm up, change. That's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. Good. So you've got that movement, and then you want to change, turn the palm up, take underneath, and then switch it. Turn the palm up, switch it. That's it. Yeah, good. Got it. Very good. And again, the first few times you do this, you'll probably be tracking, watching the hands as you do it, which is fine. If you can just get the feeling that you can kind of fix a point on the wall and just do it through touch. So imagine you could do it with your eyes closed. You can basically let the hands do what they're doing. Just kind of feeling the movement with the hands. Obviously, the more comfortable you are with it, the faster you can go with it, but slowly to start is better. So. And then here we just go to moving the feet around. So just gently kind of treading the feet, one and the other. So not really stepping, just kind of shifting the weight across the feet. Work forwards, backwards, with it. Just play around with it. The main thing is that you feel the weight always kind of sinking down to the ground, so the feet are kind of soft. Imagine you're in like a little bit of water up to the shins or up to the knees. So you've got a kind of wading, weighted body. Now feel as you step the transference of the weight. So I want to feel that as you step, the weight drain down one side of the body on one leg, and then it releases the other side. So you're starting to take this into kind of stepping now. Just feel again forwards and backwards. And feel that as you shift, all the weight's going to sink across one side of the body. Now, once you've got that feeling, you're going to link the hands and the feet together now. So when you've got the jaw in the left hand, I want to think about stepping with the left foot And then when it goes into the right, think about stepping with the right foot. So you're doing now this motion. Again, now this is linking the hip work we did before. Now we're bringing the feet in as well. So the hip, the foot and the hand are really working together. That's it. So you're looking to really connect the whole left side of the body and the whole right side of the body, with the center line right in between them. That's it. Right. Right. Very nice. Got it. Okay, perfect. So we'll just got a little bit of technical work with it. So the main movement we work with Joe is a thrusting motion. So it's as if you've got a spear at the tip of the stick or broom handle, or mop handle, and you're thrusting out. So this is basically focusing all your energy forward with it. The same thing with the body, everything moves together, but the first thing we'll look at is just take the left foot forward in this case, and the right hand's going to take right at the base of the weapon. Using again the same grip, so the little finger, ring finger, grip tightly at the base, and the front hand you just want to be extended just naturally in front of the body. In this case, with my weapon, the middle of the weapon's here, and I'm just gently, just a little bit in front of the center line, the weapon. So you've just got that position. The position you want is a kind of side-on position, so you let the body kind of rotate over to the side, but keep the focus to the front of the weapon this way. So the stick's loaded to the side of the body. But my focus is basically triangulated to the front. Yeah. The first thing we're going to look at is just how to release the weapon. So keep the back hand on the weapon tightly, and the front hand, just let it release, and you're just playing with feeding the weapon through, feeding the stick through the hand. So you're just looking to have a grip which is relaxed, allows me to feed the weapon through, but is also connected into it. But you don't want to be gripping too hard, you'll kind of start to get lots of friction in it. I don't want to be too light that I start to kind of lose the weapon. So it's kind of in the fingers, got the weight kind of underneath loaded in the fingers. And you just want to think about, it's a really easy movement, a way to think about that. What I want you to think about is try and find an arc in the movement. So you've got a kind of pendulum motion coming high, coming from down to up. So let the shoulder kind of release to the back. That's it. Great. Good. Once you've got that motion, think about also the legs. So as the arms releasing, doing that motion, the legs are also finding a similar kind of rotation through the body. So the weight shifting through the body this way. So it's a really simple exercise, super basic, but what it does is really starts to integrate the whole body together. Yeah, the main thing is if I can start to feel that the center of the body is sending that impulse out to the hands and the feet. So you've got two things happening at once now. You've got the arc through the stick, through the weapon, and you've got the sinking of the weight into the ground. So you've got this extension out, and you've got the weight draining down into the ground. That's it. Great. Now, every so often, what I want you to feel is keep that motion going. Every so often, just feel that you can finish the arc here at the front of the body, and just let it sit into the body. So you want to kind of feel that loose, do like a few times, and then just feel that you can kind of snap the weapon out of the body. So there's a kind of fixing position, and you're going to do with the front hand, it's going to stick onto the weapon. So you're going to kind of close the grip at that point. So you just play now with the front hand being loose, and then when you want to fix it, reach out and fix the grip onto the weapon. Good. That's it. That's it. And the position we start with, you can do this at really any level, high or low. but think about starting first with a horizontal pattern. So the Joe's kind of my sticks level with the ground, which gives me a nice kind of base as you do it. Just find that kind of level. That's it. And again, just notice when this is one of the main reasons we use the weapons, because it gives you weight, and in the extension, it's challenging my ability to find the center of the body. So just notice now there's a tendency for this to happen, where the upper body gets pulled out. So just try, this is the tricky part with the weapon, but try and meet that movement with the lower body sinking down. So basically the more I reach out, the more I need to drop the weight down and sink into the base. So it's a really asymmetrical position for the body, and that causes a kind of stress on the body. But I want to try and meet it and allow the body to kind of find a balanced position. Perfect. Yeah, good. Right. Yeah, good. Good. So what we'll do now is move the whole body together. So every time now we'll find that kind of snap position. You're going to start in this position. You want that same feeling of releasing the upper body, but we're going to bring the feet into it as well. So what you do now is you press from the back leg and you step in with the front leg. So each time you're just going to snap into position with the thrust. So you're pressing back foot, releasing the front, sliding in 1-2 with the feet. And the footwork in this case is always going to be this kind of 1-2. So the footwork is a press in, 1 and a 2, bringing that back foot in, and then coming back, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. So. Good. So. Right, now just try and have all the exact same thing on the other side. So just reverse everything over. So the same position you had in the left side, right hand on the back, at the back hip, left hand in front. Just reverse that out. So the right foot now in front, left hand on at the base of the weapon. And if you want to play with this kind of motion, just getting into that. Or if you feel comfortable with it, just go straight into kind of thrusting with it. So exactly the same movement, kind of a mirror image. Thrusting in, coming back. Or if you want, just stick with this kind of exercise. So. Good. Okay, last thing we do is just going to switch between the left and the right. So we'll do this just to the front. Looks like this. So you're going to thrust in here, and then you're going to change the feet, change the weapon, change the side. So you're going to do now like this. You thrust each time, one side, and then you bring the back foot, the backhand with it, and you come up to the center line of the weapon, and then you're switching the side, bringing the hands back. So it's similar way to the move we did here, this way. Working with the Joe, changing the feet, but you're now bringing both hands into it. So you've got a thrust, let the back foot send the front hand in, or the back hand in, to the center, and then switch it at the back. So you're just working with basically changing the side each time. Thrusting left, change, thrusting right. Good. Yeah. And the main thing here to watch is the kind of contact with the weapon. So using the hands in where I can smoothly move down the weapon. You show the hand, just the transition with the hands. You're coming into this position and then you're switching it over and then you're sending this top hand back. So you can work the same transition from this position, coming to the center line, turning the jaw over and then bringing the hand back to the other side. So I'm working the same side, the tip the same all the time. But you just want to see you kind of smoothly bring the hand over, change it, and then smoothly bring that hand back. So one of the rules with the jaw, one of the rules we tend to follow is that one hand's gripping in motion when the jaw's in motion, and the other hand's able to move down the weapon. And then that switches here. So and once you've got a hand transition, just feel free to take it any way you like with it. So. Good. Okay, very last thing, just to try to take a focus or take the movement to have a focus. Use objects in your space, in your room. Don't hit any of them, but just get the feeling you're going to kind of connect into it now. So you use that position, that same motion, but feel it kind of connecting in to something. So just pick an object, or just allow yourself to kind of focus, let your attention be drawn to it, thrust towards it. So you're focusing now that movement, the body, the movement of the weapon towards the target. Just do this nice and calmly. It can be any target and it can be at any level. You just want to connect in, let everything go towards it. So the whole body work, your mind, your energy, focus, your attention, everything just treks towards it. If you're really comfortable with it, get as close as you can to it without hitting it. Just the last few. Yeah, and the last few, just be really aware of the balance in the body. So as you do it again, it's really easy to get drawn out or drawn up with the movement. So I like to have to really every time settle the body and find the balance in it. And that's for two reasons. One is for power, so I can kind of generate power with it. The other one is for movement. So if I'm balanced, I can basically change position fully flexibly. So it gives me the ability, if I'm settled, to just move the body anywhere. So if I'm settled, grounded, balanced, I can shift my position. It also allows me to find the structure and use the ground to generate power. But the main thing is that it allows me freedom to just move the body. So just the last few. Just look at this issue of balance, settling the weight of the body down. Very good. Okay, perfect, great, we'll stop there. So we'll take a quick bow. If you've got any questions you want, anything not clear, let me know. Take a bow together. Great. Domo arigato.
Domo, arigato.
Great, thank you very much. Good.
Thank you, Michael.